Hello and welcome to Tuner Tips by Todderbert. In front of us we have the ANENG SZ-301. It's a 2000 count budget multimeter. You can find this selling on Amazon for $9.99. Yep, definitely a budget and definitely worthwhile owning. So we'll be checking this out. I'll have links down in the paid links section if you want to pick one up. This will be good for your radio builds and radio repairs. Perfect multimeter does everything you need it to do. So let's look at it. ANENG. Pretty basic brown box it comes in. Definitely a Chinese name. There you go, little blurbs there. Stickers stuck on everywhere. Okay, took it out of the box. Let's see what we get. So in the box, we get the star of the show, the multimeter. Nice. Here we are. Okay, we get a pair of 28-inch leads. Nice. We get a pair of batteries. Yanjiang Wang. Or Yangjing Wang. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Probably butchering it, but 2 AA batteries. That's a great thing. Standard batteries. Love that. Better than putting a 9-volt in. And then we have some documentation. One in Chinese. Whoa, can't understand it, but there you go. It's probably the updated instructions, actually. And then we have the English ones. Now, the English ones, there's a few things that it says it has, but it doesn't. So I think this is a different multimeter, but some of the basics this one covers. So let's look at it real quick. Digital multimeter operator's manual. This says backlight. Just ignore that. This does not have a backlight. I think to keep it budget, to keep it $9.99, they took the backlight feature off, which is fine. I have a budget voltmeter on my desk that I use. It has no backlight. I've been using it for years. There's your symbols if you're wondering what they mean. AC, direct current, pretty important. Okay, some safety specifications. Read that. Be aware. Okay, and I think we're going to get to the panel. Okay, so ignore 9. It does not have a non-contact voltage sensor. Another feature they removed, but they did leave the ability to measure amps, which is fantastic. That's why I recommend this. All right, let's go over here. Yeah, I believe it does all that. DC voltage, DC AC current. Does AC voltage as well. Very nice. And it is these ranges as well. So there you go. And here are measurements. Again, pretty basic manual. Just going pretty quick here. We're going to do demo. I'm going to do a bunch of tests for you guys to show you how this works. And I think some of these, like you can't measure transistors with this one, but it gives you a general idea. Okay, and it says AAAs, of course. I just showed you AAAs. So, all right, so that's that. Let's get rid of this. And let's focus on the fun stuff. So batteries, throw them aside. I already put batteries inside of this one. Rock on. Okay, so yeah, the leads are pretty cool. So yeah, it's $9.99. So don't expect it to be high quality, like a fluke meter or anything like that. These are kind of weak. I mean, they're very thin feeling. So yeah, they're kind of noodly. I wouldn't do anything high voltage with these. I would keep it 120 or under. Do your DC, AC, your basic like batteries, basic radio repair and building. You're going to be fine. If you're needing this for high voltage situations, I'd probably get something better just because, yeah, I don't want to use a $10 tester. But this is great if you want to take on the road and you don't want to lose it somewhere. It's only $10. You're not out a lot of money. So it's got these protective caps. You'll probably end up losing those, but they're there. Set those aside. Yeah, like I said, this is 28 inches in length. We'll be plugging these in a second. The meter, let's check it out dimension-wise. So dimensions, we have 2 3/4 inches in width. We have a length of 5 3/4 inches, and we have a depth from front to back 1 3/4 inches. So not bad. Size comparison. I usually just have radio, some radio channel. So here we have CC Skywave 2 portable radio, shortwave. Awesome. Just to give you a general idea how big that tester is. And yeah, what else do we got hanging around here? I usually have a deck of cards. Can't find them. Where's Iron Man? And always around here somewhere. There he is, Iron Man. So yeah, deck of playing cards. Give you a general idea for size. I mean, it's a good size. Fits in the hand nicely. Loving that. Iron Man, he's the man with the master plan. He loves ANENG multimeters that are cheap from China land, man. Awesome. You get the idea. All right, cool. Size comparison done. Let's go over features of the SZ-301. Okay, right away it's got this cheap rubber jacket. Yeah, it's great for protecting it, but it's kind of, I don't know, I don't like it. It's got this molding is kind of not supported. Like it's not, like they didn't put any hard plastic reinforcement in there. So if you're trying to put your leads in there, it's kind of a pain. But I think once you get them fitted in there and they stay in there for a while, maybe that'll reform. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm not sure on that one. It does have a stand in the back here, so you can show off your, I'm just kidding, put it on your bench, have it going like this all the time. Beautiful. Loving that. Behind the back here, we have one screw holds the battery compartment closed, and this part here, you got to kind of pull this little jacket aside to get this stand to hold back in there. Let's get this done. This is, like I said, one thing I don't like about this is the case. Not a fan. But it's $10, so I got to deal with it, right? Man, what the frick? Did it over here, too. All right. We got to get this on there, or I'm tearing it off. Well, one thing is, if you take the cover off, then other things start to, yeah, this thing won't fit. So there we go. Let's go close up on the back here. Okay, pretty simple. Now it says there's a fuse on the low amp, but no fuse on the high amp. So keep that in mind. Yeah, it says right at the front here. Unfused on 10 amp and fused on the lower amp. All right, so we got a large display. Let's turn it on, give you an idea. There we go. Nice and easy to read. I'm actually liking that from all these angles. Yeah, it looks really good. Like I said, you don't have to have backlight. It's not something I miss, really, to be honest with you. So you'll notice it has a auto timer feature, and you can turn that off. I believe there wasn't any instructions. It's figured it out. Hold select, then turn it on. Confirmation, beeps, and lights. You can't turn those off, but you'll notice there's no auto timer. So it's probably 15 minutes, and with that off now it'll keep running for hours on the bench. So it'll probably run for days. So there you go. Give you an idea. So yeah, yeah, this rubber jacket, but it's got this inexpensive plastics. You know, it's got the, like I said, the 2 AA battery bay behind there, one little Phillips screw to get that out. Nothing here. They took the non-contact voltage sensor off this model, so you don't have that. Going to the front, shows you that 2000 count display, select button. So when you're on the current mode or the voltage mode, you select AC or DC with that. So I'll show you. So right here, we're in DC mode for reading amps, or excuse me, volts, 600 volts. And then we can switch over to AC volts. And then if we go and switch this all the way over here, okay, we're going to measure amps. We're in the amp section, so we're in DC mode. You can change that with the select key, go to AC mode. So if you notice the colors in orange, that lets you know you can change it with the select key. It's pretty basic there. All right, a hold function. So if you take a measurement, press that, it'll hold. That's all it does, is holds the value. So you can see the H there. Bring it up to the camera. There you are. A for amps. Nice. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and turn that off, and we're going to demo the sucker. Definitely. But you can see what it can test. You saw it has a red LED there and it beeps. It's kind of annoying, but it's what it is. So power, you can see we got our different for capacitors. We can go from this range all the way down. So you got your picofarads all the way up to microfarads. Yeah, microfarads. I'm saying it right. You guys know what I mean. Batteries, 1.5 volts, 9 volts, 12 volts. Nice. Down here we have our amperage. So you get set up 10 amp, 200 milliamps, 20 milliamps, 2 milliamps. Here we have continuity and diode, and then resistance over here, and of course our voltage, AC or DC, going up there from 200 millivolts all the way up to 600 volts. Don't go higher than 600 volts and no higher than 10 amps. And then there's our bottom showing how it's hooked up, what you're measuring, 10 amps over here, volts, everything else over here. All right, cool. So let's hook it up and do some testing, and we'll do some final thoughts on this bad boy. So yeah, the one thing, you know, again, these aren't the greatest. This doesn't really instill confidence. Just the way they're made, they're pretty cheap. But again, $10. I'm going to use it for, again, what I recommend you use it for too is low voltage applications, low current applications, and you're going to be just fine. Measuring your batteries will be just fine. Perfect. All right, so we got that hooked up. And we'll pick some modes and test some different things. Hopefully I can do it on camera. Sometimes it can be a struggle, so just bear with me. I already got these tied together here. That's wonderful. Let's undo those. All right, good. So let's test some AC current. Why not, right? Or actually, not AC current. Let's do AC voltage. AC current, I don't quite have it set up for. Let's see, we're going to go down to 200 volts because I'm going to measure 120. So, and then you see we're on DC right now, so I change that to AC. Press select key, AC. All right, V for volts. We got our negative probe, and we got our positive lead. And we'll just take an extension cord over here, and we'll measure it up. Hopefully we get a good reading. There we go. So that's what it's outputting right now. 121 volts. Okay. So you get the idea. All right. Very simple. Cool. Okay, so since we're on voltage, let's go, let's test batteries. Let's use the battery selector. So we're going to go move this little selector all the way over. Now, I miss auto ranging. That is nice when you're doing these basic things. But let's go to 9 volt. That sounds good. So we're on the 9 volt setting. Bring it up to the camera so you can see. Okay, and it moves in position we need. Take a 9 volt battery. And we'll test it. So you got your positive is a small terminal and your negative is the big terminal. Okay, I picked these up wrong. You guys get the idea. I'm trying not to block the meter so you can read it. There we go. It's a hot little battery, 9.5 volts. Nice. And of course you can move that down one and do your 1.5 volts. We always have these, right? Our AA batteries. We're going to want to know what they say. So I'm just going to hold this one. And you get your idea. It's reading 1.43, so it's a little on the weak side. There's our AA battery. Nice. What else can we test? We got some more batteries. Let's test a lithium battery. This is a 18650 moly cell. Not sure where it's at. So for this one here, I would go over to the DC section here. We'll go back over to 20 volts. Make sure we're on DC. Yes, we are. And we'll test this real quick. Again, I'm just going to hold it. 3.68, a good storage voltage. 3.7 volts. Yep. All right, great. So that's tested. We got more to test. What else we got? So you can test capacitance. So let's test capacitance on a small capacitor. Let's see. We're going to go to 200 microfarads. Hey, I said it right. I don't know what I said before, but I think I said that one right. It does have a battery life indicator. If you noticed, that symbol will come up with the unit starts to drain down. That's good to know. So I got 100 microfarad. I don't know if we can get that into focus. Yeah, there we go. And we got negative side right here, ordered by the bar. So that's how you're going to want to test it. See if I can do this on camera again. Always is a challenge to do these little components. So I am going to try. Now what this does is it charges it up. So that's the only way you can get a reading. So I'm going to see if I can get this laid down here without it popping up. I could probably hold it. So if I can get my lead on there. I'm trying to press it into the tablecloth. Let's see if I can get a reading. Usually takes a few seconds. There we go. 109.2. Sweet. Right within means. Very good. All right, so we just tested a capacitor. Good to know, because if you're wondering if your capacitors are good or not, it's a good way to check. They always suggest you check right at the positions they're mounted to. You don't want to go through traces. You want to go right directly to the contacts. So keep that in mind when you're testing them if they're installed on a board. And of course, make sure your powers are moved from the motherboard or whatever you're working on. So we got some resistors and old school ones. This is interesting. These have 10% tolerance. You know, nowadays we're like at 1% or 2%. It's funny how these are 10%. 19 cents for a pack of 2 half watts. Okay, this is 3.9K. They definitely read a little higher. So let's go ahead and pick resistor mode. So we do have it over here in this section. So we want to pick, let's see, what are these? So it's 3.9K. So we're going to do the corresponding one here, 20K. So we'll bring this around. Now this is pretty solid. This feels good when you're turning it. So it locks in position really nicely. So it's not going to slip. Okay, did I get that right? Yes. Kilo ohms. There you go. Okay. So we're ready to test. So this is fun. I do it in the package because I don't want to open it. It's like a vintage thing. So just bear with me. It's a little tedious, but that doesn't matter which direction you put these on. There you go. 4.23. I think this one might be a little higher. I don't know if I can get a reading on that one. That one's still in the package. It's jumping around. I think it's 4.38. I can't get a solid. Trying for a solid reading on it. It's starting to thunderstorm outside. Nice. Okay, well, you get the general idea. We measured it. Okay, so we measured that first one. The second one was hard to get on. Yeah, okay, it's hard to see through the little camera lens. All right, so what else can we check? One more thing, I think. Current. Yeah, so let's do a fun little radio current. So I have my Prunus JA150 BTS. I love this radio. It's one of my favorites. So let's go ahead. I opened it up. I don't know how this is going to work on camera. It'll be the first time I've done this. We're going to turn the radio on.
I've had more energy. I'm getting better sleep. Good for.
He's getting better sleep.
What was wrong with the ending the way it was? Why did you change it? Oh, just take it easy, Chris. I'll tell you why I changed it. Because it was wordy and repetitious. It didn't tell us.
So, 2D cell batteries or an 18650. So what I'm going to do is just place the 18650 like that. I'll take my probes and we're going to set them up to show current. First, let's select that. So we're going to go here, current. We're going to go to 200 milliamp because this radio only takes about 50 milliamps on this battery, which is pretty amazing. So we want to go 200. Yeah, we don't want to blow the fuse, right? So we're on 200. DC, you can change it to AC. There you go. So we're on DC. And this will be our last point, and then we'll do final thoughts. I just spent a lot of time demoing this, but what the heck, right? It's the first time I've done this, so bear with me here. To remember if I think for polarity's sake, I think the negative goes here. So I'm putting the one probe behind the positive terminal on the radio and the other on the positive terminal on the battery to complete the connection. So, okay, negative is attached, and now I'm just going to touch this to, that leads in the way. Let me see if I can move that. It should turn the radio on and give you a reading. I moved the tuning knob. Let's see if we can't get a station to come in. Let's pull that out of there. Yeah, that's going to happen. Oops, wrong knob.
I'll be hearing from their bank that it will be lower, and that's especially if they have these floating payments, and also those who have HELOC or debt payments will also begin to see some relief. Now, if you're refinancing now versus where you were several years ago, rates are still going to be higher.
Okay, I'll try one more time so we can hear the radio turn on. I mean, you heard it, but it wasn't like playing anything. Okay, and now let's do this. Get a current reading.
No, yeah, I mean, I agree with you there.
Oops, trying to hold it on there.
If they go too fast, too early, money would flow back into the economy, and they would reignite.
There you go. Cool. So you can see how that's taking a reading. And really low power. So these batteries last a long time in here.
Have on their plate.
Love it.
Because not only are they getting... Yeah, I know that.
Okay, so that was a rating of the amps. Nice. Okay, we're all done. Let's do final thoughts on the ANENG SZ-301. Thanks for hanging out there while we did all the demoing. There was a lot there. A lot I did on this thing. I think I showed most everything. No, I didn't. One more thing. Yeah, continuity. It's a basic thing, but we got to do it. So continuity, pretty basic. So you got your kit. You're building an awesome Vigor Time AM/FM stereo radio, AM/FM. This thing's amazing. I love it. It actually does a pretty good job. And you want to know continuity. Something's wrong with your FM antenna, and you want to measure it. So we'll measure the continuity here. This is pretty basic. One end to start point, one end to the end point. Again, you don't want to have charge capacitors or batteries installed when you're doing this. and there's continuity. So I'm checking this trace from the antenna to the board. Let's get back on it. You heard it beep. There we go. Cool. So there is continuity. We are done. All right, get that out of the way. Fun little kit. I do like that kit. All right. Turning this off. Yeah, that beep through every mode. Not so fun. But, okay, what do I like about this? Let's do this. Final thoughts on the SZ-301 or SZ-301. However you want to say it. It's easy to read display. I really like that. Simple controls. Measures amps and AC or DC. Low cost. It's $10, guys. $9.99. You're not going to be able to beat that. Dislikes the cover. I don't like this cover. No backlight. It's not a biggie, but there's no backlight, which is unfortunate. The leads are thin and kind of noodly. I'm not really a fan of this. It even says 1000 volts on them. Yeah, I wouldn't even try that. It does warn you not to go higher than 600, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, keep it low voltage, like I mentioned. You know, keep it low end tests. Don't do anything high energy tests. Perfect for radio building and repair. Dislikes again. Was there anything else? Yeah, leads. At the highest quality. And that was about it. So overall for $9.99, it gets an upvote. It's definitely cool. You see my other ones. I did a s.t.e.m. I did another one, Event Labs, for right around, it was like $5. And the 10 Labs was, or yeah, the other Labs one was, I'm trying to remember, the s.t.e.m., excuse me, was $10. Now it's $15. So this is worth it. I mean, for $10, AA powered. Forgot to mention that. I do like that too. And it comes with batteries, bonus. And yeah, it reads amps. So I really think this is perfect. This is all you need for radio repair and radio building. So, and it's got the stand, so you can set it up and do your bench all day long. You can turn off the auto off feature, so you don't have to mess around with that. So the only thing I missed is auto ranging too. So there it is. Anyway, spent a lot of time on this guy. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give a big like. If you like the meter, give a big like. I'll have links below if you want to support the channel. I'll make like a quarter or 30 cents, something like that, if you get one. No additional cost to you, which is nice. Of course, 2, if you like budget multimeters, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon. I do try to cover these once in a while. And 3, comment below what you think about the ANENG SZ-301. Do you like this meter? There's another one around $10 that you like. You want me to feature? Just comment below, and I'll do that. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in my next video.